I'm not sure how it happened, but it started like this. At some point, I became aware that I was aware. And then I was aware that my body was reforming, being reconstituted. This reassembling of my physiognomy came at a price. My person was being created at the expense of huge numbers of people around me who were losing tissue and cells, even thoughts and emotions. Whole chunks would be stripped off their body and almost magnetic-like would become attracted to and attached to me. Outside Dunn's, a housewife lost the ability to feel any love for her son just because I was 50 feet away from her and I needed that particular emotion. Up until now, I had been absorbing without intent. Energy and matter came at me hard and fast for 28 hours, but then suddenly, the rate of absorption stopped. I was left with a sense of unfulfillment, not fully functioning. I realized that if I was to regain my whole body, I would have to physically take what I needed from the host body. And that's what I've been doing today. For instance, I consumed a Spanish student's thumbs to get the hearing in my left ear back. And for example, inside you is my ability to play the left-hand notes, the bass notes on a piano accordion. Should I want that ability again, I would have to reach inside you, rip it out, and consume it. But that's something I can live without. There are things I can survive without, and I can survive without that.
You got me message then? You came.
I was intrigued by your offer of a deal and the speed with which you found me. How did you know to contact me and why?
Well, to be brief, Your Grace, the big D. You read the terms and conditions?
You do realize that I am not the leader of our ensemble, but I have presented your terms to him. He listens to me. He agrees, we agree, but one question. Why this option?
Well, for starters, look around. I mean, look what's going on. It's a shambles. And the dumbest fuckers are outbreeding the intelligent ones. I mean, you got girls at age 14 going around dressed up like fucking pole dancers.
One of them came up to me looking for a light, and I left her with 6 toes and 1 eye. Little Red Riding Hood indeed.
At age 15, you drop out of school. You see, homework gets in the way of getting drunk. At 16, they're educated in the knowledge that the state, the PAYE taxpayer, that's you and me, bud, when you're alive. Well, they provide everything.
The Mickey money!
And all I have one ability. The ability to get cold.
And patter.
Oh, Daddy Phil will be on the scene before you could say child support. And even if he is on the scene, well, he's not contributing. Well, at least he says he's not, in case they cut off our meeting. And she might have another sprog a year or two later. And maybe keep sprogging away until she's in her 30s. At which point she may have a teenage daughter. And she may pop out another sprog herself. And then the cycle continues. And so why wouldn't it continue?
Is it a question of education, ambition, entitlement, and want?
Well, you see, the top of the food chain, they have power. And all the benefits that come from having control, you know, education, confidence, tax loopholes. They have it all to play for. The bottom of the food chain, well, they know every entitlement from this system. Every way of not having to contribute financially or socially. And the middle bandit, they struggle to pay, but they always do. They work their arses off to get into college, or a tech, or get a trade, or get a job. By the time they're in their mid-20s, they're only getting on their feet. Then they have to spend time working to better their trade and further their education and maybe take out loans and mortgages, hopefully meet somebody. But TikTok. They find themselves in their mid-30s. Their ambition to better themselves and their need to do the right thing may have overtaken them with the reproduction stakes.
You need to lighten up a bit, boy. Get out and have a dance. Get yourself a girlfriend. I was always known publicly for being austere. But in my private life, I used to like to let my hair down. I also had a hankering to leave my mark on the world. My own private contribution that only I knew about. So I sent my semen to a Scandinavian future youth. How come indeed? I know what you're going to say. How come I didn't send it to a sperm bank here in Ireland? Well, there was no sperm banks here. There was hardly even a savings bank. The Scandinavians are a very forward-thinking people.
No. An archbishop is donating sperm.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be the first time the bishop had given a semen sample, huh? Just the first time it had been done anonymously.
Well, was it ever used?
What? Oh, my semen. Well, I died 20 years before the first test tube baby, so I don't know, but I am feeling some sort of molecular resonance that is not too different to my own quantum physical makeup. Different! But somehow the same.
Interesting. Fascinating stuff. So, you want to bring to your side of the bar?
And I will give you what you want when the time is arrived.
Go.
You just have been. Oh, nothing.
The self-proclaimed leader of the self-styled horde demanded that everyone be allowed to claim their dole for up to 5 years after they have died.